My name is Russ, and I've been asked to share a few thoughts about what it's like to be me. I think my story is not very dissimilar from a lot of stories from my generation. I say my generation in the early 90s. I had gotten back from my mission and I was encouraged to get married. Visited with some church leaders, my mission president, and a few others about the fact that I was gay or attracted to other men, and the wisdom at the time was to get married and these concerns will resolve. I met a beautiful woman at BYU, told her about my situation before we became engaged, but that was both of our understanding that we needed to take the step to get married. In time, her marriage was blessed with 5 children, and it was hard. It was wonderful in many respects. It was hard as far as the attractions went. We, in time, moved up to Idaho. While we were in Utah, I had gone to some support groups that I think there's a place for. I don't think that they should try to cure anyone, but I think there's a place for support for those who want to live according to the teachings of the church. And when we moved up to Idaho, none of that had been developed. And so I went to my stake president at the time and I said, here's what's available in Utah, but there's nothing here. Can we establish some of these supports? And he said, no. Well, you can check with another stake president. He might be willing and able, and so I did. I checked with another stake president, and he said, we have other priorities. And I went to LDS Family Services, and they said, well, we've been instructed by Salt Lake to wait until local priesthood leaders ask for this kind of help. Well, I was asking, and the answer was no. It was no several times, and years passed, and to make a long story short, I struggled. I failed as far as my marriage went, and I had some problems, as I termed them, and I was excommunicated. I was excommunicated for the very challenges that I sought to avoid in seeking some help. And after I was excommunicated, I hadn't really said a lot to my stake president at the time during the disciplinary council. And after I sort of got some bearings, I went back into him and I said, there's a better way. I said, you're the 3rd or 4th stake president to know of my particular challenge. And where's the support? Where's the support that we're supposed to develop and share with other members, bear one another's burdens? And I've done a lot of soul searching around that issue. I've wondered what, the metaphor that I think about a lot is from the book of Alma, where Captain Moroni, he really gets after some of the leaders of the day, and he says, in essence, don't think for a minute that our people, our warriors, are dying because of their wickedness. And he says, you have the opportunity, you have the responsibility to send support, to send aid to these people who are wrestling and who are struggling and who are dying on the battlefield. And He says, you need to do something because the assistance that you can render is greater than what you have given. And that's exactly how I felt. You know, we can judge those with same-sex attraction or those who are gay or whatever you want to call it. We can judge them as being evil or wicked or undeserving of help. But I'll tell you, my 5 children, no one can say that they were undeserving. And we hear all the time from church leaders, the family is under attack. The family is under attack. Well, my family was under attack. And my children were suffering. And I've got to think that the help, there's more help than is commonly given families in my situation. Do I blame anyone? No. No, I think a lot of people did the best they could to understand. But in terms of offering help and support, there's more than we commonly institute and than we commonly give. And I think that that's what I would say. There's more that we can do as far as church members, as far as leaders, as far as seeking to understand, seeking to offer support. You know, we, in our day, you know, we have a long history of gathering to Zion. And I think that a lot of people started out, you know, in the pioneer days, a lot of people started out for Zion. Some of them knowing that they would never make it. Some of them were sick, old, infirm. But as for most pioneers, the journey, the call was more important than the destination. And I think that the call today is to gather into the safety of the church and of the family. But if we look at our pioneer heritage, we can borrow from it and say there is no reason for us to leave people behind. We can gather them all. And we can say, you know, even if right now you're not able to enjoy all the blessings of the church or the temple as we understand them, we want you with us. We want you to be with us. We want you to worship with us. We want you to know that you're welcome in our family, in our church family. There's no reason why we need to be leaving so many on the battlefield of life, on the way to Zion. And that's what we have been doing. And I think that there's a great opportunity for us to build that metaphor again of gathering the saints and helping them understand there's a place for all of our Heavenly Father's children on the journey to Zion, and we will not leave you.